wanted to check out Galaxy's Edge in Disneyland, but haven't been able to because of the pandemic? Well, I may or may not have a solution for you. What's up, my VR peeps? Vandalin here to take you on another journey into the virtual world. And today, that's actually exactly what we're doing. Going on a literal journey. Well, in VR anyways. We're going to be checking out the new VR game that was just released, Star Wars Tales from Galaxy's Edge. Now, as anyone who's watched our content here before knows, I am a massive Star Wars nerd. I won't go into all the details as to why again, but let's just say going to Galaxy's Edge in Disneyland before everything got shut down was basically like going to heaven for me. I mean, I got to be in everything Star Wars all around me, and it was amazing. So, in that vein, if it's a video game that has Star Wars in it, odds are good that I'm going to buy it. Unless it's the Sims 4 Galaxy's Edge expansion, which... I mean, really? Come on. Really? Did Sims need a Star Wars expansion? So when Tales from Galaxy's Edge was announced, I got super excited about it because while games like Star Wars Squadrons and Vader Immortal are fantastic, you don't really get to decide your own adventure too much. You don't get to craft your own narrative. Whereas supposedly in Tales from Galaxy's Edge you do. But notice how I said supposedly. Here's the deal. Right now, for this part, I'm recording this before having played any of the game, so I have no clue what is in store for me. I have no clue what to expect. However, from what I've read in the few reviews I've been able to find and from some of the game footage I've seen, I'm going into this with really mixed expectations. I honestly have no idea what's going to happen. All I know is that I'm going to be a droid technician and jumping through different periods of time in Star Wars history, which means I'm going into this with a good deal of skepticism as to whether or not this is actually going to be a worthwhile game or just another attempt at a money grab by Disney. So let's see how this goes. So, Future Vandalin here, and having spent some time playing the game, I've now got some observations that I want to share with you about whether or not this is a game worth getting. Keep in mind, these are just my opinions, and if you feel differently, then go ahead and post it in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Alright, here goes. For starters, it's not very clear at times what you're supposed to be doing or how you're supposed to be doing it, especially when it comes to movement. Now, I hate teleporting. I always go for fluid movement if I can, but I understand that sometimes there's a need for it. However, even in the tutorial, they don't do a great job about explaining how to teleport, even though there's certain parts where that's literally the only way that you can move from point A to point B. And it gets really, really frustrating when you try to do that and you have no idea how you're triggering it except by accident. And there are other parts in the tutorial where they're kind of just like, do this, and don't really give you a whole ton of explanation on it. So personally, I don't feel like the tutorial does quite a good enough job setting you up for success in this game without you having to do a whole lot of trial and error over and over and over and over again. That having been said, the storyline they set you up in works. Kinda. Admittedly, I'm not super far into the game. I've only spent about 90 minutes to 2 hours or so playing it, but the story I've been able to uncover so far does actually set up a decent amount of intrigue. And while it is somewhat predictable what's going to happen when they start setting up the storyline in the tutorial, you don't know the specifics of how it's going to play out or what it is in the end that will be happening. You just have an idea of, suspicious crates, likely to get attacked for them. And playing through the game, it does actually get more interesting because it is possible for you to die. And you're forced to use things like cover or remote droids to cover you, and just all these different tactics that you don't normally see in just kind of a straight up shooter game. The characters you run into are unique and dynamic, even if you do spend a large amount of time trying to poke the bartender in the eyes and find out you can't. And to be entirely fair, the scenery and attention to detail that has gone into this is remarkable. From what you can see of Black Spire Outpost, it does look a lot like how it looks in Disneyland. And they also absolutely nailed the aerial take on it. I mean, frick, it is exactly what I thought it would be. But the big question, does this have anything to do with Galaxy's Edge or Black Spire Outpost? Well, from early on, I'll tell you, kinda, sorta, not really. Again, I'm not super far into the game, and it's entirely likely that this could change, that there is much more immersiveness taking place later on down the line. But the thing is, if I'm going to buy a game about Tales from Galaxy's Edge, I want to experience more than just the cantina inside Galaxy's Edge. So far though, it's been a lot of trudging through wilds and shooting at pirates, which, while admittedly fun, isn't entirely what I thought this would end up being. I wanted to see more of Black Spire Outpost, I wanted to see more of the characters, I wanted to learn more of the lore of the place, and they don't really establish or give expectations that that's going to happen anywhere down the line. Between the numerous references that they make to different stores in Galaxy's Edge and Disneyland, and the fact that your first area after the tutorial is literally the cantina inside that part of the park, it just feels like a lot of Disney pushing, hey, come check out Galaxy's Edge once you can get in the park. By the way, bring money because it's gonna be expensive. I'll be honest, overall it kind of feels like a bit of an expansive and very expensive marketing ploy. Don't get me wrong, I'm still enjoying playing the game a good deal. It's a very fun and well put together game. That having been said, this really just does feel like a money grab by Mickey and friends to try to get people to come to the park and experience the areas they saw in the game in real life. Would I recommend getting the game? Yeah, probably. It's fun, it's well put together, and it's a great thing to be able to just throw your friends into, just kind of to see what it might be like. However, I would not say that you buy it with the idea that it's going to be anything groundbreaking or that it's going to be one of the most memorable experiences of your life, because sadly, even for me as the penultimate Star Wars fan, it just wasn't.
Master Skywalker, there are too many of them. What are we going to do?
You can check out more of our previous content at the link here, or you can see some of our previous tournament streams here. And if you want to join us on Discord, which believe me you do, go ahead and click the link in the description. Now you guys stay safe, stay healthy. I will see you all next time.